I know it's been a long time, but we are finally reacting to more terrible maps. And honestly, it looks like we're starting off with a banger. Map of pizzerias in Italy. God damn. Not enough in my opinion. I mean, you gotta hand it to the Italians. They even managed to fit a goddamn ton of them in the Alps. I mean, I guess it gives people a reason to climb the mountains. They've even got some in the sea, it looks like. And it even looks like they're getting very close to Slovenia too, I'm not gonna lie. It looks like the Italian Empire is recurring once again. This time, instead of establishing bases, they're establishing pizzerias. It's like a more friendly approach to a colony, I guess. States with buildings taller than their highest mountain. I mean, that does not surprise me in the slightest. I don't even know if they actually have a mountain. Same with Florida, they definitely don't have mountains. I mean, this one was probably beaten by a bungalow that belongs to an 80-year-old woman. Hold on, is that piece of land always there? I got confused for a second because I just thought Mexico united with Alaska. That would be one hell of a collaboration. I actually love how all the people in this page just hate valid information. But look at this, ludicrously insightful, hard unfollow. Isn't that a rapper? McDonald's restaurants per 100,000 people in the US and Canada. What the hell's going on in Nunavut? Is everyone vegan there or something? Or maybe they're just more KFC kind of people, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, I'd understand that. Damn, Nevada flexing on everyone else right here. I assume they're all packed into one area, which would be Las Vegas, right? Oh, Manitoba! Don't worry, I'm not surprised by the amount of McDonald's they have. I just remembered that Manitoba exists. I'm actually fairly surprised by the amount in Wyoming. Good for them, good for them. I mean, honestly, Wyoming has a super volcano, and yet the calorie count on those strawberry milkshakes is probably the most deadly thing in that state. I don't know if it's because of the sparse population count, but it does just seem that Canada doesn't like McDonald's as much as the USA. And I can kind of understand. I've been to McDonald's in Canada and it does kind of suck. Norway extends further north, south, east and west than 61 countries. Okay, fair enough. Maybe Norway does dominate at something. Not quite sure why Denmark was left out of it, but okay. That is a hard carry from Jan Meyer in there. Finally, it has some sort of use. What's the southernmost point then? Bouvet Island. Oh, yeah. The island that's so small you can't even see it on the goddamn map. Is that it right there? Pathetic. Every country mentioned in Harry Potter. Wait, the USA is mentioned in Harry Potter? I thought Harry Potter was set in like the 1950s or something. I didn't know we had the USA in the 1950s. Australia's mentioned in it as well. Brazil's mentioned in it. Peru's mentioned in it. I'm not gonna lie, Burkina Faso might be the most random one out of all of them. Very surprised Russia wasn't mentioned in it. This might be the only map I've ever actually seen where there's data about Greenland. That's the craziest part out of all of this. It's bizarre that their uniforms are inspired on ours in Portugal and we were not mentioned. Wait, Portugal dresses up like wizards? Wait, is that why their carbon footprint is so low in Portugal? Telling me they drive around on brooms? That was not the case when I went to Lisbon. What do you call potato slices deep fried in batter? Oddly specific map, but okay. Top 10 by region: potato cake, potato fritter, potato scallop, and scallop. If we've ever needed a reason to start a war with Australia, I think we got one now. All of these names are pretty much invalid. This is oddly specific in some ways as well. Why is like this region right here just calling it a scallop? It looks like the result of like maybe a ruling previous empire in which they forced people to say scallop, and the empire phased out, but the terminology just never did. How the electoral map would look if only I voted. But that's something, isn't it? Honestly, not to get political or anything, but judging from the things I've seen on Twitter, this could well end up being the electoral vote map, because from what I've seen, most people don't want to vote. I think votes shouldn't exist. The election winner should be decided by like a lottery ticket kind of thing. Whoever gets like the matching numbers becomes president for 4 years. I don't see anything wrong with that. Map if only Democrats voted. Okay, so the United States would be replaced with an ocean, it seems. Versus map if only Republicans voted, which would be covered in molten lava. See, this is why people don't want to vote for either of them. Pears that are grown in Argentina, packed in Thailand, and then sold in the United States. I mean, all of these tasks can be done in one country. There's no need for any of this. That's why you don't normally see this kind of writing on products anyway. They've done this to flex. These pears are more well-travelled than me, and I don't like it. Surely this doesn't end just here, because what would happen to the recycled packaging? Maybe that's where the European tour kicks in. US map according to a Sri Lankan news channel. They're great because it's relatable to the people of America. This is probably how they see their own country. Sucks for Michigan though, honestly. They have just lost this irrelevant piece of land up here. I'm sure they wouldn't even notice anyway, but still that's devastating for them. It does look like the states did agree though to put Canada underwater, which I didn't think was very necessary. I mean, we all knew it was going to happen eventually, but I think people in Scotland might find this hard to believe. Each year on July 8th at 11:15 UTC, around 99% of the world's population is in sunlight. I have a feeling they didn't think of clouds. The Earth's centered around New Zealand. You know what? This is actually a better map. Maybe we should make the Earth like this. The amount of times I've wanted to fly to America and South America, but haven't because it's so far away. If this existed, this would take like, what, 3 hours maybe? Avoid this part of Canada because no one really lives there. And then down to like New York or something would be brilliant. Argentina is colder than most people realise. In fact, it's bordering Chile. I'm not even from Chile, and yet I'm sick and tired of the amount of Chile jokes I've seen in my lifetime. This joke was honestly so bad that this part of Argentina decided to join Chile. A world map without countries with over 100 million people. Finally, a map that's removing countries, and yet the UK has survived. Remove UK 2. Okay, I just realised the top comment is remove UK 2 for peace. We're never going to win, are we? It looks like as a result of removing all these countries with over 100 million people, Canada has become slightly blurrier. Is that a word? Blurrier? This is devastating for all the people that had bad eyesight in the first place. The legality of owning a kangaroo in the United States. Well, we now know the states that are allergic to fun. Not only can you not go on more than 2 escalators in the entire state, now you can't even have a kangaroo. Wasn't actually going to ban water slides. Thank you, Nevada, for having a bit of common sense. Like, their state is desert anyway, so you may as well own one. They'll feel like they're back at home. Unlike the poor ones that would be living in New Jersey, that would suck. Imagine bouncing around a metropolitan area. That is just not their kind of thing. Thing is, I think you'd get away with walking around with a kangaroo in most of these states. I doubt a police officer would be brave enough to walk up to a guy walking a kangaroo and say, do you have a permit? The equal states of America. Honestly, at first sight, I thought this was a crossword. Wyoming has pretty much stayed the same, so good for them. Random Italians were asked to point out Italy on the map. Well, I mean, I would understand if it wasn't the most recognisable country in the world, but no, this is the most recognisable country in the world. I do have a feeling that some of them might think the Roman Empire still exists. How can you even think that you live on an island? Not to mention an island as small as that. Have you like not left your hometown or something? Some even think they live in Crimea. Wow, that is crazy. This is 100% like the Roman Empire, isn't it? I'm falling for a troll because look at the way it's gone around Africa. Countries larger than the Vatican. Well, would you look at that? There's no data for Western Sahara. Or Greenland either. I mean, it's a simple question really, isn't it? A map showing the distribution of lizards around the world. Wait, Canada has no lizards? Or some of Canada does. Why do they not go any further north? Is it to do with like visa complications or something? England or Spain? A map showing who each country will be supporting in the Euro 2024 final. You know it's really bad as well when Portugal was supporting Spain. Portugal and England have been like allies for thousands of years, and Portugal and Spain are rivals most of the time. But no, we've just pissed off the entire world apparently. I think I'm going to leave it there for today's video. If you did enjoy the video, then feel free to leave a like and maybe subscribe, as we are super close to 10 million subscribers. I honestly do have some very exciting YouTube shorts and videos coming up very soon, so if you want to stick around for those, like I said, please do subscribe. But thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace.